This video is about her healing saved him, but the elders ordered her death. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Her healing saved him, but the elders ordered her death. The moon hung full and heavy over the tranquil woods of Eldergrove, its silvery light spilling through the treetops, casting a ghostly glow on the forest floor. The night breathed with anticipation, the whispers of ancient trees blending with the soft rustle of leaves. Within this sanctuary lay the Silvermoon Pack, a congregation of powerful werewolves bound by tradition, loyalty, and an intricate web of destinies. Evelyn stood at the edge of the glade, her heart racing as she gazed into the depths of the forest. The air crackled with energy, her instincts stirring within her. She could feel the call of the moon, a gentle reminder of the powers she harbored, a gift that came with a heavy burden. The elders had always warned her magic, especially the healing kind, was dangerous for those without the right bloodline. But it was her gift, and she'd never shy away from using it to help others, even at her own peril. Suddenly, a rustle broke the stillness, and a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Redden, the alpha of the Silvermoon Pack, his tall frame silhouetted against the moonlight. His fierce green eyes flickered with concern as they locked onto hers. "Evelyn," he breathed, closing the distance between them. "You shouldn't be here alone." A heart quickened, not just from fear of being caught, but from the undeniable pull she felt toward him. Redden was strength personified, a power flowing from him like an aura, yet there was a gentleness hidden behind his bravado. "I am fine, Redden. I just needed some air." He frowned, crossing his arms over his broad chest, his muscles taut beneath the moon-esque glow. "You were far too reckless for your own good. The elders wouldn't hesitate to punish you if they found out you were using your powers without permission." Evelyn knew that all too well. Just the day before, she had healed a young cub who had fallen from a tree. She could still hear the elders' furious whispers trailing behind her like shadows. What if she turns rogue? What if she loses control? But she couldn't help it. The way she felt connected to the forest, to the creatures that roamed it, was beyond her understanding. She had to help. "They don't understand me, Redden. They see my gift as a curse." Redden stepped closer, his voice dropping to a whisper, filled with an intensity that sent shivers down her spine. "I understand you, Evelyn. You re not a curse, you re special." His gaze softened, and for a moment the air thickened with unspoken words. Evelyn's breath caught in her throat. The way he looked at her like she was the only soul in his world made her heart swell and ache simultaneously. But she knew this wasn't just a fleeting moment. Redden, the alpha, was bound by duty and the expectations of the pack. There was a line between them, one forged by tradition and bloodlines. "I should go," she said, forcing herself to break the spell that hung between them. "The elders will be searching for me." "No," Redden said, reaching out to grasp her wrist, his touch igniting sparks along her skin. "Stay with me a while longer, just to let me be selfish." The longing in his eyes was palpable, and Evelyn felt the pull of their connection deepen, a thread of fate weaving them together. "Redden, we can't. It's not right." "Why not?" "Because of the elders," he shot back, frustration lacing his voice. "They don't see what I see. You re more than just an omega, you re the heart of this pack." She shook her head, tears pricking at the corners of her eyes. "They want me dead for what I did. They think I am a threat." His grip tightened, his passion igniting a fire within her. "I won't let them hurt you. I'll protect you, no matter the cost." But even as he spoke, doubt gnawed at her. An alpha's love was a double-edged sword, it could protect or destroy. "You don't understand what you were saying, Redden. If you stand against the elders, you risk everything, the pack, your position." "I risk nothing if I lose you," he confessed, his voice raw with emotion. "You were destined for more than this. Let me help you." Evelyn closed her eyes, letting his words wash over her. She wanted to believe in a future where they could be together, free from fear. But destiny was a cruel mistress. The howl of a wolf broke the delicate moment, echoing through the trees. Evelyn's heart sank. It was a reminder of the duty that awaited them both. "I have to go." "Evelyn, please." Redden began, but she pulled away, instinctively retreating from his warmth. "Don't try to fight them from me," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "You'll only end up hurting yourself." She turned and fled into the depths of the forest, the sound of her heart pounding against her chest echoing in her ears. Behind her, Redden called out, his voice filled with desperation, but she couldn't bear to look back. As she navigated through the trees, the weight of her decision settled like a stone in her stomach. She didn't want to be the reason for Redden's downfall, yet a part of her ached to embrace the connection that had ignited between them. Evelyn reached the small clearing where the pack gathered for their meetings, her heart racing as she approached the flickering campfire. The elders were already seated, their expressions grim. The air was thick with tension, and she could feel their disapproving gazes like daggers. "Evelyn," Elder Moria said, her voice dripping with authority. "We need to discuss your actions yesterday." "I didn't mean to you." Evelyn began, but Elder Moria raised a hand to silence her. "Your reckless use of magic puts the entire pack at risk," she warned, her eyes narrowing. "You must understand the consequences." Evelyn swallowed hard, the gravity of the situation dawning on her. "I just wanted to help." "Help?" Elder Moria's voice rose, echoing off the trees. "Your so-called gift is a threat. You are tainted, straying from the path that destiny has laid out for you. The time has come for a decision." A chill ran down Evelyn's spine. "What do you mean?" "The elders have convened, and we cannot allow your presence to jeopardize our future. You must be removed from the pack." Gasps erupted around the circle, shock rippling through the gathered wolves. "Noth?" Raiden's voice cut through the chaos, and Evelyn felt her heart leap at his fierce protectiveness. "You can't do this." Elder Moria's expression hardened. "We have spoken. The decision is final. She is a danger to us all." Evelyn's blood ran cold. She had known this moment would come, but the reality of it shattered her. "You can't," as she pleaded. "I've done nothing wrong." "Your very existence is a risk," Elder Moria retorted. "You leave us no choice." Evelyn felt the walls closing in, despair clawing at her heart. Raiden's eyes bored into hers, filled with agony and determination. "I want to let them take you," he vowed, stepping forward, an alpha ready to fight for his mate. Before she could even process his words, the elders' voices rose in a chant, a ritual to seal her fate. The world around her blared as panic set in. She had to escape. She had to fight for her life. "Evelyn!" Raiden shouted, desperation lacing his voice. "You are not alone. I will find you." But the air thickened, and the spell took hold, a shroud of darkness enveloping her. She felt the pull of the forest, of the moon, as she grasped desperately at the fading light of freedom. And then everything went black. # Part 2, The Shattered Moonlight. When consciousness returned to Evelyn, it was like breaking through the surface of a dark, cold lake. She gasped, the sudden rush of air filling her lungs, and instinctively sat up. The air was damp, the scent of earth and moss invading her senses. Panic gripped her heart as she realized she was no longer in the clearing with the elders. She was alone. The forest hummed around her, vibrant and alive, but a haunting silence accompanied her awakening. A flicker of hope surged within her. Where was Raiden? She could still feel the weight of his gaze, the fire of his promise to protect her. She wiped the tears from her cheeks, steeling herself to find a way back to him. Evelyn pushed to her feet, brushing off the damp leaves that clung to her clothes, and glanced around, taking in her surroundings. The moon hung high above, casting silvery beams through the canopy. Her heart beat fiercely, echoing the primal call of the wild, and she felt the tendrils of her magic awaken, eager to guide her. "Raiden," she called out, her voice breaking the stillness. The sound of her desperation ricocheted among the trees, but only the rustling of leaves answered. With a surge of determination, she stepped deeper into the woods, the path twisting and turning like the turmoil in her heart. The elders had condemned her, their words had been like daggers slicing away at her spirit. "Dangerous," they said. But she had only wanted to heal. As she moved, a flicker of movement caught her eye. A shadow darted between the trees, and her heart raced. "Who is there?" she called, instinctively reaching for the magic that flowed through her veins. Suddenly, a figure stepped into the moonlight. It was Finn, one of Raiden's closest friends and a loyal member of the Silver Moon Pack. His expression was grave. "Evelyn, thank the moon you were all right." "I thought," she started, but Finn's concerned eyes silenced her. "Raiden is frantic. He has been searching for you ever since the elders cast you out," Finn said, urgency lacing his voice. "Come on, we have to move. They won't stop until they find you." Evelyn's heart sank, a heavy weight settling in her stomach. "They want me dead, Finn. I can't go back. I can't put him in danger." Finn stepped closer, his voice firm. "And letting you roam the woods alone is just as dangerous. The elders are merciless, and they are not the only ones who want to see you gone. We can't risk losing you, even." A moment of silence hung between them, the air thick with unspoken fears. "I don't belong with them anymore, not after what they said. I can't be their burden." "You belong with Raiden," Finn replied, his words a lifeline thrown into her swirling sea of doubt. "He believes in you. You are more than just an Omega. You are part of this pack, Ashar. We can argue their decision together." Evelyn felt a spark of hope, but it flickered uncertainly. And what if they want to listen? What if they decide I am too much of a risk? Then we fight, Finn said with fierce determination. I want to let them take you from us. You mean too much to Raiden and to me. With those words igniting a flicker of courage within her, Evelyn nodded. Okay, let us go back. They moved swiftly through the underbrush, their connection with the forest guiding them. As they neared the pack's territory, Evelyn could feel the tension in the air, thick and oppressive. She took a deep breath, preparing to face her fate once more. As they approached the clearing, flickering campfire lights spilled across the ground, dancing shadows revealing the gathered wolves. Her heart thudded heavily in her chest, anticipation and dread coiling together. Finn squeezed her shoulder, a silent gesture of support, and she stepped forward, the gaze of the pack falling on her like a heavy cloak. Evelyn! Raiden's voice rang out, breaking through the murmur of shocked whispers. He pushed through the crowd, his eyes ablaze with a mixture of relief and fury. You are safe. Raiden, she breathed, her heart swelling at the sight of him. He looked worn, his brow furrowed, but the fire in his green eyes ignited something deep within her. I thought I had lost you, he said, closing the distance between them, his hands trembling as they cupped her face. I would have done anything to protect you. I couldn't let you fight for me, Raiden. I couldn't bear the thought of risking you, she confessed, her voice trembling. His gaze softened, but the tension in the air crackled with unspoken words. You are not a risk, Evelyn. You are my mate, and I won't let anyone take you from me. The elders stood at the edge of the clearing, their expressions a mixture of anger and disbelief. Elder Moria stepped forward, her voice cold as ice. You dare defy our judgment, Raiden? You would risk everything for a rogue? Raiden's jaw clenched, his protective instincts flaring. Evelyn is not a rogue, she is a healer and a vital part of this pack. Her magic can be a gift, not a curse. We can learn to control it. She is a danger to us all. Elder Moria spat, her voice echoing through the trees. Her very existence threatens the balance of our world. Evelyn's heart raced at the weight of their judgment, the intensity of their eyes making her shrink. I only wish to help. I don't want to harm anyone, she said, stepping forward, a plea in her voice. Elder Moria's gaze drilled into her, unyielding. Your wish does not change destiny. The moon has spoken, and it is not in your favor. You must leave the pack. Left? Raiden shouted, his voice booming with authority. You cannot oust her for a power she cannot control. I will not abandon her. Your defiance will lead to your own downfall, Alpha. Elder Moria's words were laced with a warning that hung heavy in the air. Evelyn felt a deep sense of despair. The pack she had grown up with, the family she had thought she belonged to, was turning against her. I just wanted to heal, she whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. Raiden's grip on her tightened, his strength grounding her. You are more than this, Evelyn. We'll find a way. We'll prove them wrong. Suddenly, a voice broke through the tension, a younger wolf named Lyra, her eyes wide with courage. What if her magic can save us? She asked, her voice trembling with both fear and hope. If we teach her to harness it, we can use it to protect the pack. Elder Moria's face darkened, but murmurs began to ripple through the pack. She could be a weapon, some muttered, hope mingling with fear, but the risk is too great. Raiden's gaze burned with fierce determination. I will not let fear dictate our choices. We are stronger together, and Evelyn is worth fighting for. Evelyn felt a rush of emotion at Raiden's words, her heart soaring. I'll learn, I promise. I'll control my power. I'll do anything to prove I belong. The elders exchanged glances, their expressions betraying uncertainty as whispers filled the air. But Elder Moria stood firm. If you truly believe she can be a gift to this pack, then let her prove it. But know this, Raiden, if she falters, the consequences will be dire. Raiden nodded, never breaking his gaze from Evelyn's. I will protect her. I will not let her fall. Evelyn's heart swelled with hope as Raiden stepped closer, their foreheads touching, the bond of their shared destiny igniting the air between them. We'll make this work, Evelyn, together. The whispers of the pack faded into the background, and all that remained was the connection between them, the promise of love, of hope, and of healing. As the moon illuminated their world, Evelyn took a deep breath, her heart steadying for the battles ahead. She would fight for her place, for the love that burned brighter than the shadows that threatened to consume her. Together, they would forge a new path, a destiny crafted by the choices they made, not dictated by the fears that had sought to tear them apart. The forest sang around them, a symphony of magic and possibility, and in that moment, she knew they would face whatever fate had in store. Together. Hush 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 Part 3, The Threads of Fate. The night deepened around them, the moon casting a soft glow that danced over the forest floor like liquid silver. The air crackled with tension and unspoken fears. Evelyn's heart raced as she stood with Raiden, Alpha, whose fierce love ignited a fire within her. Yet the shadows of uncertainty loomed larger, threatening to swallow their fragile hope. Evelyn, Raiden's voice broke through the weight of silence, soft yet powerful. He lifted her chin, forcing her to meet his emerald gaze. You have to trust me. The elders may try to control our fate, but we can stand against them. I want to believe that, Evelyn replied, her voice quivering as vulnerability washed over her. But what if I fail? What if my magic hurts you, hurts the pack? If you and T fail, I will be by your side every step of the way, he vowed, his determination unwavering. The warmth radiating from him enveloped her, a protective cocoon against the storm brewing outside. But as they turned to face the pack, the whispers began anew, skepticism lacing their murmurs. It is dangerous to teach her, one elder wolf whispered, his voice heavy with doubt. What if our powers spiral out of control? Evelyn felt heat rise in her cheeks, a mix of shame and anger bubbling inside her. I am not a danger to anyone, she exclaimed, her voice firm, cutting through the skepticism. I want to learn, I want to help. Help? Elder Moria's voice dripped with derision. You are more like a wildfire, left unchecked, you'll scorch everything in your path. Enough. Raiden interjected, his voice booming, radiating authority that sent shivers through the pack. He will respect her wish to learn, we will train. I want to allow the past to dictate our future. You re-risking everything, Raiden, another elder murmured, eyes darting between them, weighing the consequences. If this goes wrong, you will lose your position, your pack, everything. A wave of fear coursed through Evelyn. Could she really be the cause of Raiden's downfall? She took a deep breath, grounding herself. I will not let you down, I promise. Raiden's gaze softened, and he took her hand, intertwining their fingers. Together, we'll make them see, he said, his voice low and fierce. As the council adjourned with a heavy air of dread, Raiden led Evelyn to a secluded glade beneath an ancient oak, its gnarled branches reaching like protective arms. The soft glow of fireflies danced around them, an enchanting sight that momentarily lifted the weight on Evelyn's heart. Here, Raiden gestured, this will be our training ground. Evelyn looked around, a nervous excitement bubbling within her. It is beautiful, she whispered. The magical energy pulsated around them, and for the first time, she could feel the force welcoming her presence. If we were going to do this, we need to connect with the magic, Raiden instructed, his voice steady. Close your eyes and breathe, feel the energy of the earth beneath you. Evelyn nodded, following his lead. She closed her eyes, focusing her thoughts, allowing the rhythm of her heartbeat to sync with the whispers of the forest. The air thickened, warmth wrapping around her like a cloak. Now, reach for it, Raiden encouraged softly. Let your magic flow, embrace it. She thought of the healing light that had once surged through her, the way it had felt to mend wounds and soothe pain. A tingling sensation began at her fingertips, spreading warmth through her veins. She opened her eyes, and Raiden's gaze was locked onto hers, filled with awe. Feel it, that is your essence, he murmured, stepping closer. It is powerful. Yes, she breathed, a spark of confidence igniting within her. I can feel it, but I am scared. Fear is natural, but it cannot control you, he replied, his voice soothing. You will learn to channel it, just as you channel your heart. With determination, even concentrated, letting the magic pulse through her fingertips. She imagined it coiling like tendrils of light, reaching out to the trees around them. Suddenly, a burst of shimmering energy erupted from her hands, illuminating the glade in a kaleidoscope of colors. Raiden gasped, stepping back in awe. That is it, you have it. But as her magic flared, a sudden chill swept through the air. The fireflies dimmed, retreating into the shadows as a dark presence emerged from the tree line. A figure cloaked in shadows stepped into the glade, a menacing grin spreading across his face. Isn't this a lovely gathering? The voice was rich and dripping with malice. Damon, a rogue wolf rumored to be aligned with dark forces. He was a threat and the very embodiment of everything the pack feared. Evelyn's heart raced as she stepped back, instinctively drawing on her magic. Raiden positioned himself protectively in front of her, his wolf instincts flaring to life. What do you want, Damon? What I want is simple, Damon said, his eyes gleaming with wicked delight. I want what you have, little healer, that magic of yours. It would serve me far better than it serves you. Evelyn's breath caught in her throat. I will never let you take my magic, she said fiercely, the fire within her igniting at his threat. But you will, Damon replied, his menace escalating. You see, your little pack struggles under the weight of tradition, but I can offer you power, true power. Raiden growled, his eyes narrowing. You will never sway her, Damon. She belongs with us. Belonging? Tammin laughed, a cruel sound that echoed through the glade. You think you can protect her? You were too weak, Alpha. Evelyn felt the tension in the air shift. She needed to defend herself, but fear threatened to consume her. You were wrong, she shouted, her voice shaking. I will not be your weapon. Then let us see if you can control that magic of yours, Damon taunted, lunging forward. In an instant, Raiden countered, shifting into his wolf form, a magnificent creature of strength and grace. The forest erupted into chaos as the two wolves clashed, fur and claws tearing through the underbrush. Evelyn stood frozen, panic surging through her veins. Raiden, be careful! But as the fight intensified, she felt the magic within her pulse more fiercely than ever. She closed her eyes, focusing on Raiden's energy, their bond igniting her resolve. I won't let you fall, she whispered, her voice steadying. Drawing on the power she had begun to harness, Evelyn opened her eyes, her gaze fixed on the battle. She raised her hands, channeling her magic toward Raiden, infusing him with strength. A luminous glow surrounded him, brightening the darkness of the fight. Raiden leapt, a blur of fire and ferocity, and with her magic coursing through him, he overpowered Damon, pinning him to the ground. You've lost, Raiden growled, baring his teeth. Damon's defiance faltered, but a cruel smile remained. This isn't over, he hissed, twisting his body with unnatural speed, breaking free and vanishing into the shadows of the forest. Breathless, Raiden transformed back, rushing to Evelyn's side. You did it, your magic had saved me. I was scared, she confessed, trembling. I didn't know if I could harness it. He cupped her face, his fingers brushing away the sweat and fear. You are incredible. Together, we can face anything. But what if he comes back? She whispered, the weight of his threat lingering in the air. We'll be ready, Raiden vowed, his voice steady. You have the power of the pack behind you, and I will never let anyone take you from me. In that moment, the bond between them solidified, a tapestry woven with threads of magic, love, and destiny. As they stood beneath the ancient oak, the moon watching over them, Evelyn felt the weight of the world lift. They would face the darkness together, and in their unity, they would find not only strength but the deep, unbreakable essence of love that would guide them through the shadows threatening to consume them. As the night deepened, Evelyn took a deep breath, feeling the magic within her settle into a steady rhythm. The battle had only just begun, but with Raiden by her side and a fierce determination ignited within her, she was ready for whatever fate had in store. With the forest alive around them, whispering secrets of hope and power, she knew that their love was destined to defy the odds, strong enough to heal, powerful enough to protect, and unwavering in the face of betrayal. Together, they would write their story, challenging the very fabric of destiny itself. Hash 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 Part 4, The Tides of Betrayal. The early dawn light filtered through the trees, illuminating the clearing where Evelyn and Raiden stood, their hearts still thrumming with the intensity of the night before. The air crackled with remnants of magic, the forest alive with whispers of their shared bond. Do you think he'll come back? Evelyn asked, her voice barely above a whisper. She stood close to Raiden, his warmth comforting against the chill of morning. Raiden's jaw clenched, determination etched onto his features. If Damon is a coward hiding behind shadows, he won't come back unless he thinks he has an advantage. We need to be prepared. Evelyn nodded, though dread twisted in her stomach. I feel his darkness like a shadow creeping closer. I can shake the feeling that something is coming. Raiden turned to her, his emerald eyes fierce. We'll face it together, I promise you that. He reached for her hand, intertwining their fingers as if to anchor her to him, to their shared fate. But the weight of uncertainty loomed large. They had only just begun to train, and Evelyn felt the pressure of expectation pressing down on her. Could she truly harness her power? Could she truly be the shield she longed to be? As the sun rose higher, illuminating the forest in hues of gold and amber, the pack began to gather. She could hear their whispers, the murmurs of doubt that followed her like an unwelcome cloak. Look at her, one wolf muttered. She thinks she can wield that power. She is putting us all at risk, another added, their tone heavy with judgment. Evelyn's heart sank, the reality of her situation pressing against her like an unbearable weight. She felt Raiden's grip tighten around her hand, his silent support bolstering her courage. Today, we'll begin training in earnest. Raiden addressed the gathered pack, his voice steady and authoritative. Evelyn will learn to control her magic, to harness it as a force for good, and with that, we will strengthen our pack. Evelyn could see skepticism in the eyes of some, but also a flicker of hope from others. She tried to push aside her fears, to focus on the flame of determination igniting within her. Are you ready? Raiden asked, his gaze softening as he met her eyes. I am, she replied, though uncertainty quivered at the edge of her resolve. I want to let you down, Raiden. I'll prove that I belong. Then let us begin, he said, leading her to the center of the clearing where the ground was soft and untouched. As the pack watched, Evelyn took a deep breath, grounding herself in the energy of the forest. She closed her eyes, centering her thoughts, and tried to summon the magic that had surged through her the night before. Focus on the light, Raiden instructed, his voice a soothing balm against her worries. Feel the energy flowing through you, just like you did in the glade. Evelyn nodded, envisioning the warm glow she had summoned before. She reached out, guiding her hands in a slow, deliberate motion, hoping to coax some magic from within her. But as she concentrated, frustration bubbled beneath the surface. The energy felt elusive, slipping through her fingers like grains of sand. I can tell you that's not working, she exclaimed, tears of frustration threatening to spill. Raiden stepped closer, his presence a grounding force. Idanti force it, he urged gently. Let it come to you, trust in your bond with the forest and with me. She took a breath, reminded of the connection they shared, the pull that had drawn her to him since the very first moment they had met. Okay, she said softly, allowing herself to relax, to surrender to the magic rather than fight against it. Gradually, she felt the warmth begin to bloom in her chest, spreading through her limbs like sunlight breaking through the clouds. As she opened her eyes, the world around her shimmered, the colors more vibrant, the sounds sharper, and she knew she was tapping into something deeper. Good, yes, let it flow, Raiden encouraged, his voice filled with pride. As she extended her hands, a brilliant light erupted from her fingertips, casting a warm glow over the clearing. Gasps of awe echoed through the pack, and she felt a surge of hope fill her heart. But just as quickly as the light materialized, it flickered and dimmed, leaving Evelyn gasping for breath. The magic had drained from her, leaving her feeling hollow and depleted. Evelyn! Raiden rushed to her side, concern etched across his face. Are you alright? I am fine, she stammered, though she could feel the fatigue settling in her bones. I just need to practice more. Practice we will, Raiden said, his voice gentle yet insistent. But not today. You've done enough for now. We'll take this step by step, and I'll be right here with you. As the day wore on, the tension within the pack remained palpable. Evelyn and Raiden returned to their secluded glade to train, but doubt hung heavily in the air, casting long shadows over their progress. The following days passed in a flow of training sessions, but no matter how hard she tried, Evelyn felt her progress stalling. Each time she summoned the magic, it felt like grasping at smoke, and the whispers of the pack only grew louder. Maybe she wasn't meant to be a healer after all, they murmured. Perhaps she is a danger to us all. With each passing day, Evelyn felt the weight of their judgment bearing down on her. Raiden, steadfast and unwavering in his belief, continued to encourage her, but inside she was terrified of failing him, of being the cause of his downfall. One evening, as they trained beneath the stars, Raiden's expression shifted, a flicker of concern crossing his features. Evelyn, I need to tell you something. What is it? She asked, her pulse quickening. Ivy heard whispers that Damon is rallying others. He believes he can use this opportunity to seize power from the pack. He may return soon, and I want you to be prepared. A chill raced down Evelyn's spine. What if my magic isn't enough? What if I can't control it when he comes back? I can't bear the thought of putting you in danger. Raiden stepped closer, his voice fierce and unwavering. You are stronger than you realize. We'll face him together, and together we will show them that you are not a threat. You are my mate. But doubt lingered in her heart. What if they rewrite? What if I am a danger to you all? Raiden shook his head, his expression resolute. You are not a danger. You are a gift. Don't you let their words poison your spirit. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting shadows that danced across the forest floor, Evelyn felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. Perhaps she could be the healer she longed to be. Perhaps she could turn the tide against Damon. But that night, as they returned to the pack as territory, they found chaos. The camp was in disarray, wolves barking orders and darting in every direction. What happened? Raiden demanded, rushing toward Finn, who appeared breathless and wide-eyed. It has Damon, Finn panted. He attacked during the night, rallying rogue wolves to his side. They were regathering in the north, and they mean to take the Silverman territory. Evelyn's heart raced, a surge of fear coursing through her veins. We need to prepare. We can't let them take our home. Raiden's gaze hardened. You gather the pack. We'll confront them before they can strike. As the wolves gathered, Evelyn felt the weight of her fears closing in. What will I do? She asked, her voice trembling. I can't fight. I am not ready. Raiden took her hands, his eyes fierce with determination. He will stand beside me. You are part of this pack, and I will not let you hide from your destiny, trusting your magic." But even as she nodded, uncertainty gnawed at her heart. The bond they shared felt like a double-edged sword, one that could either protect them or lead to their downfall. As they prepared for battle, even as heart pounded in rhythm with the urgency of the moment, would her magic be enough? Would she be strong enough to protect those she loved? The pack rallied together, each member taking their place. Raiden stood at the forefront, a beacon of strength, while Evelyn felt the magic within her flicker, uncertain and wild. But as the sun rose, casting a golden hue over the woods, she felt a newfound resolve. She wouldn't allow fear to dominate her spirit. She would fight for Raiden, for the pack, and for the love that ignited a fire within her soul. As they moved forward into the unknown, the magic thrummed beneath her skin, as she knew together they would face whatever darkness dared to challenge their love.